Hello everyone. Welcome to TrioTech Software Training's YouTube channel. So in this video, we are going to see how to rename text or labels using user interface text infusion applications. So basically, in the application, if you want to rename any field names or you want to rename any labels that by default coming in the application, we have one component available, that is user interface text. By using this component, we can rename any text or labels of any attributes or any sections within the navigator or springboard, or we have any, in any place in the application. If you want to rename any thing in the system, any field name or any section name or any functional area name or anything, we can able to do that by using a component called user interface text. Now I will give one sample requirement of the client. Let's suppose client asking me one of the requirement, or came up with one of the requirement, that client want to rename. You can see the requirement here. Client want to rename person number to employee number in all screens of the application. Like we know, right, in the system, we have the concept of person number. So your client, let's say, asking you, I want to change this attribute or a field name, that is person number, wherever I'm going to see in the system. Everywhere I want that field name should be changed to employee number. Wherever I will see person number coming in the system, across different screens in the application, we are going to see this person number of the employee coming. Like when we hiring the employee, on the very first screen on the identification tab, we will see the person number coming. Let's say after hiring the employee, if you go to person management, search the employee, and if you go to employment screen, there you will be seeing the person number of the employee. Or if you go to my client group, quick actions and employment info, there you will see many places in the system, we will be seeing the person number details of the employee, right? Everywhere in the system, not on particular screen. My client is telling, I don't want to see that attribute name as a person number. I want that to be replaced with employee number. Will it be possible to replace that information? We can do so. So that is what one of the component which I am telling to you. You can use the user interface text tool to modify text in the application components. So whenever we are using this user interface text tool, in four of these areas, we can able to modify the text. One is like user interface text, for example, for field names, like any attribute name or any page titles, any help text in the windows, you can rename these things. Even you can use this user interface text in order to rename the information in the validation messages, like error, validation, and warning messages we will get whenever we performing certain transactions in the system. That warning messages are basically available in message dictionary. So you can even rename them, or you can update with your respective information for the messages also. And even you can update or you can rename your text on the global menu area also, in navigator and in springboard, wherever the functional area, sub-functional areas you are seeing. If you want to rename the components on those areas, you can do that. And even in your scheduled processes, whenever we are working on the scheduled processes, we know, right, we have our ESS jobs, enterprise scheduler jobs we have. Even the text on the particular scheduled process areas also, we can rename them. So this is one of the component or the tool we have in place, that is user interface text, in order to rename or in order to change any text for any kind of attributes or sections or navigator related functional areas, anything in the system team. How to use this user interface text? Now the requirement is here. Client want to rename the field person number to employee number. How it can be done in the system? Let me go to the application. Okay. So here, this user interface text concept is part of our sandbox, right? We have to first enable our sandbox in the system. Go to administration, edit pages. From here you can do, or else you can go to configuration, and then you can go to your sandbox from here also. Okay, configuration, sandbox, and create the new sandbox first of all. So what is that sandbox name I'm giving? For my understanding purpose, I'm giving it as user interface text. You can give any name. Publishable, keep it as yes, because this user interface text is a component that is in the sandbox functionality in the Fusion system. Publishable, you keep it as yes. And here, these all are the tools that we have under our sandbox. Correct. So here you can find that particular component called user interface text, right? So enable that component under your sandbox. Then click on create and enter. Now you will be entering into the sandbox in the application team. Now, if you can see, your sandbox will be enabled in the system. So let me, okay, now see, I entered to my sandbox. Now let me come to the home screen. First of all, we will see in the system where we will be seeing that particular attribute called person number team. Okay. So once you come to your sandbox, come back to your application, you can go to my client groups and you can go to new person, right? And you can go to hire an employee. So here you will be seeing the person number coming up, right team? If you go to hire an employee, see person number attribute comes here. If not, if you hire an employee already in the system, as a HR administrator, if you want to check the existing person record, you can go to my client group, person management. Let's say I am searching with a person that is Curtis Fiati. Okay. So if I go to the person details, see here also I can see person number. The person number is 101. And then if I go to the employment screen of the person, even I can see the person number details coming up. And here also you can see the person number coming attribute here. And here I can see. So several places I can able to see that attribute called person number team. Now my client requirement is wherever in the system I see the person number, it should be replaced with employee number. Employee number. How can I do that one? Now, already I entered my sandbox. I enabled my sandbox, right? Go to these tools here. And here, whatever the tool you enabled in this sandbox, you can see here, user interface text. Click on that user interface text. Okay. And then here, you have to, you are having an option called search and replace, right? So here you can search. If you know the exact word that which you are expecting to replace with a new word, you can search with entire word. Or else for an entire section you want to change any phrase you want to write, you can search either with a whole word or at least any phrase within them. I know the entire word. What is that? Person number. Person number. Okay. So here we have to search, but why the search option is not coming? 1 second. Let me give employee number. Okay, right. Employee number. So here you pass the attribute which you are expecting to change. So I am expecting the person number to be changed. So give that person in the find attribute or the find box, you give that particular field which you are expecting to update. That is person number. So do you want to replace with what? I want to replace with employee number. So in the replace box, you give with what value you are trying to replace that particular attribute text. And then you can keep these two checkboxes, match case and match complete word or phrase. Now you have an option C, search. So when you give a search in the entire application, in which are all the screens that particular person number is going to display, that will result here team. And then you can choose the language also. Here I am giving in a English language only. If you want to update this particular attribute with any other client's expected language, I want to keep it in Finnish or Japanese, Korean, Chinese. I can keep the language accordingly and I can pass the replace attribute name accordingly here team. And then type where you are expecting the person number to be updated in the entire application, wherever the fields that will be coming there, or in the global menu area, or in the validation message area, even in the ESS scheduled process areas. That is what our slide is talking about, these 4 points that you are seeing. So in all these areas in the entire application, that particular person number attribute will be replaced with this name. Okay, so you can pass the find which attribute you are expecting to rename, and in the replace you will give whatever the updated text that you are expecting to be, and then you can check box them, and then you can click on search. Now the system is performing the search function for that particular person number. It is going to find in which all areas that person number field is there in the system. Okay, so once the search completed team, we can proceed with the replace string option. So it will take slight bit of time because system is going to search the entire application in how many screens that particular person number field is available. Okay, so let it get searched for some time. It's taking slight bit of time to search the results here. Basically, the time will be depending upon the number of places that particular attribute is having in the system. Let the results get come on the screen team so that we can proceed with the replace option. So I'm on standby waiting for the results to fetch here. Okay, now I can see that particular results getting fetched. So now this is the attribute which system checked for, and this is the replacing value that which we are going to give for our person name. So user interface text we can see, and in the global menu text if anything resulted in any messages that you are seeing that one. So all the four components in all the four places in the application basically where we are going to expecting to change that we can see. And now here you click on replace strings. Okay. So once you click on that, whatever that you have passed will get replaced in the system. Now, if you go here in the history, you can see that what you did. See currently who performed that. This is my user who with the login I'm using currently. And this is the value that we found person number, and the replaced value is what person number replaced with employee number. And you can see the count 82. So in the entire application, in 82 places, this person number will be replaced with employee number. So this is that is what system have taken the time to search, because person number attribute usually will be available in many screens. That's why it took some time to search in which are all the screens this person number attribute is available. On every page, on these 82 places, that person number will be replaced with the value that is employee number. Now, after this replacement team, this is a sandbox enabled concept, right? If you want to get that changes reflected in the system, we have to publish our sandbox. So click on publish and click on yes. Okay, click on yes. Then you click on publish and then click on yes. Okay. So once the sandbox gets published in the system, now the sandbox got published team. Now go to the application now, home screen, and now you check it out. Everywhere you will be seeing the person number replacing with employee number. See, I'm starting with my client group and I'm going to new person, and let's say I'm going to hire an employee. See, person number is coming with what? Now we change it to employee number, and then I will go to any existing person record in the system. Let's say I will go to my client group, then person management. Okay, see here it got changed to employee number, and here also when we search for the employee, the third column, person number column, is coming as employee number. If I get into the person record, if I get into the person record, even I can see here, now my person number replaced with employee number. This is how we have to replace any text or any attributable text from one to another value with the concept of user interface text team. Not only this particular attribute that I'm telling, let's say I want to rename this person management to employee management, or let's say I want to rename any task, let's say this new person, I want to make it to another thing. Or if I go to these quick actions, how many quick actions I can see here. Anything that I want to rename. Even the task names are also can be renamed with the help of that user interface text. So as part of the current understanding, I have given the requirement that if at all a customer want the person number to be renamed with employee number, how to do that. So in this video, we have seen now how to rename the text from one to another information, let's say how to perform that we have seen with the concept of user interface text. So that is how we are going to enable the sandbox in the system, then include the user interface text tool, then search for the word, exactly which word you are trying to replace with the new word. Then in the replace value, you give that new text, what you are expecting to replace. Then give a search. System will take some time to search in which are all the places in the system that particular attribute is available, and then you can click on replace string, so that in every place, I mean in the application, on every screen, wherever that particular attribute is available, that value will get updated with the new text that we are going to give in our replace field. Okay, so this is how the user interface text concept can be used in the system. So please like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel in order to get more information on Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications team. Thank you everyone for watching this video.